We all remember what it was like waiting to get our ACT scores. We were so anxious because we knew that that score would in large part determine our academic opportunities throughout our life. Here's what an ACT score can do for you. A 17 can get you into almost any community college. A 28 is what got most of us here into BYU. And a 32 to 36 can get you into almost any school you want, including Ivy League schools. Your ACT scores not only affect you now, but also in the long run. Those who graduate from community colleges, mid-career salary was $80,000. Those who graduate from BYU, mid-career salary is $92,000. While those who graduate from Ivy League school, mid-career salary is $121,000. Your ACT score not only affects you now, but throughout your life. Just like our ACT score affects our academic situation, our credit score affects our financial opportunities that we can have throughout our life. I have personal experiences with credit scores, some good, others bad. I will share with you today what a good and bad credit score will do for you throughout your life and why it's so important to have good credit. So why is it important to have good financial situations? Our church leaders have always emphasized the importance of having good and making good financial choices. An apostle commented, the number of marriages that have been shattered over money issues is staggering. The amount of heartbreak is great. The stress that comes from over money has burdened families, caused sickness, depression, and even premature death. In order to make good financial situations and financial choices, we must have good credit scores. This was demonstrated in a recent New Era article where a family talked about how a poor credit score was devastating to them. The wife said, because my husband and I never used credit before, lenders had to assume we were not a safe investment. By getting a credit card earlier and paying off the bill in full each month, we could have gotten a good credit history without ever paying interest. This was a very expensive mistake. So how much could your credit score cost you? Liz Pullman, a financial advisor, hypothesized what would happen to two women who made the same financial choices with houses, cars, and loans, and the only difference was their credit score, a 100-point difference. At the end of their life, that 100-point difference actually came out to be a $200,000 difference. $200,000 wasted or saved, and all because of a 100-point credit score. I know many of us are not going to be buying houses or cars anytime soon, but credit scores do much more than this. Let me share with you an example from my life. When I went to propose to my wife, I went to the jeweler and I picked out a modest, beautiful ring. When I went to pay for it, the jeweler told me that I couldn't afford the ring because of my poor credit score and that I could only get a $500 ring. Man, I am telling you, you do not want to see the look on a woman's face when you tell her you can only get her a $500 ring. Not only that, it continued when we went to our apartment. The companies for heat, electricity, and utilities told me that because of my poor credit score, I wouldn't be able to get these things for my family. My wife had to come and do it for me. So you know what my credit score cost me? The ability to provide for my family. And I had an angry wife with a $500 ring. I recently applied to graduate school. In order to finance this, I'm going to have to take out a $60,000 loan. Because I made the changes then to improve my credit score, the bank told me that I was approved for a low interest rate. They told me, however, that if my credit score had been any worse, or if it gets any worse, I'll have to pay a 25% interest rate. Because I made those choices then to fix my credit score, I will be saving my family a $240,000 debt. $240,000 because I fixed that back then. So let me ask you, how much are your choices going to cost your family? There's simple things that we can do to be able to get good credit scores. It's not hard. The first thing to do is get a credit card while you're in college. Jerry Detweiler, author of the Ultimate Credit Handbook, said, credit experts used to warn college students away from those booths set up on campus by credit card lenders. It turns out, however, that there is not a better time to get a credit card than while you're a college student. If you can't get a credit card because of your poor credit score or no credit history, get a store card. This is as easy as going to Target and buying a Snickers bar, or going to Amazon.com and buying your books for the semester. I promise you, before you finish paying, they will ask you, do you want to save 30% on this Snickers bar? By getting a store card, you're not only saving 30% on that Snickers bar, you are establishing a basic credit history. The next thing you can do is piggyback. All you have to do for this is talk to your parents and get them to co-sign on a credit card for you, or get them to take your name and put it on their credit card, or even car loan. As long as your parents are making their payments on time, you won't have to pay a dime, but you get all of the credit. The next and most important thing you do is check your credit score. You can't know where you need to go and how to get there if you don't know where you are now. I encourage you all to go to annualcreditreport.com this week and check your credit score. You get one free credit report per year from this website. If you find out your score is a 600 points or less, you need to act now to fix your credit score. If you're 750 or above, congratulations. Keep it there and try to improve it to climb to an 800. By taking these steps, you will ensure that you are on the path to having a good and healthy credit score. Most importantly, we need to be wise with our financial choices. It's not just about credit scores. It's about being a good steward with the resources that Heavenly Father has given us. By making those changes, we are not only blessing our families now, but in the future. You don't need to study countless hours to get a good credit score, like on the ACT. You just have to take these few simple steps. By taking these steps, you'll not only be saving yourself thousands now, but even more in the future. Your ACT score is what got you here into BYU. How far will your credit score take you?